Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to Don't Feed the Animals podcast. Yes, it is my podcast. We're back with my podcast. And as always, I'm your host, James. And with me from a faraway distant land, we have my boy, Rojas, talking to me all the way through Discord land.
Discord, New Mexico land.
That's right. That's right. What's happening, man?
What is going on? What's up, buddy?
For those who don't know, Rojas and I go back, way back. He's one of our good old friends. Man, shit. It's
high
like
school, bro.
Fucking high school shit. Yeah, exactly. Fucking you and I think you and I crossed paths early in high school, but we didn't know each other. Just like me and Berto.
Right.
It was just like that.
Just like that.
Where we would cross paths and we didn't know each other, but we knew each other after high school, which I think that's better.
7-Eleven? 7-Eleven brings families together.
Yeah, 7-Eleven. Oh yeah, I've never talked. Did I talk about that? The Indie Rock Mafia? No, I don't think so.
We're bringing back uncharted territories right now.
So the nerd shit that we used to do back in the day was literally
Do they know, James?
They don't know.
Have you been honest with your listeners?
No, that they don't know yet. They don't have it.
Start getting real.
Yeah, they're gonna have to fucking know all my embarrassing shit. They know about my dick problems. Who gives a fuck? They're gonna know another fucking piece of embarrassing information. But you know what though? I won't consider myself a main cast member. I want to say the show Indie Rock Mafia was a show that consists of certain players that were always there. I want to say Berto was definitely one of them that was always there.
Yeah.
Matt Johnson was another guy who was always there.
MJ.
And select other fucking few. I was like a rare occasion, like a cameo guest appearance. I didn't have a car.
Appearance. Right.
Yeah, because I didn't have a car, and like I relied to fucking take me when you don't have a car when you're in. Because I'm younger than a good majority of the group.
Yeah.
I might be one of the youngest ones in the group. But it's basically just a group of us that actually hung out to the side of a 7-Eleven late at night, literally doing nothing but dicking around and fucking making piss and fart jokes and nerd jokes.
Yeah.
But it's the best thing in the world. And eating fucking taquitos and having some delicious Slurpees. I mean, that's what you fucking do.
I can't tell you the amount of Slurpee cups that I have in my pantry. I have like every single holographic Marvel one. I have the Halo ones. Bro, I have somehow World of
Warcraft. To this day?
Today, right now.
So you have all the old ones? So you're saying you've been collecting it since?
I've just always had them.
Holy shit.
Because they were plastic and I would take them home and then I would clean them like when I was in college and I didn't have like real glassware. I was just like, I'm gonna use my Slurpee cups.
So wait, is the ink rubbed off yet?
No, I don't use them. They're in a box.
Oh, fuck. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, like I'm an adult, so I have glassware now.
that'd be awesome. It's like, no, use the fucking Slurpee, but it's like a fucking 42 ounce.
Yeah,
it just won't look glass.
So like, okay. If I'm like getting ready for a hardcore game sesh, like I'm gonna go on that grind and WoW. I'm gonna bust out one of my old Slurpee cups because you're absolutely right. It's 42 ounces. Throw some ice in that motherfucker, and iced tea, from Long Island, and that's it. Like now, if I'm having guests and we're having dinner, I'm not gonna like, yo, dude, you want the Hulk or Godzilla?
How do you know how I like my Chardonnay?
Exactly.
We're gonna drink a Godzilla cup.
Pinot Grigio in this fancy Thor cup.
I'll tell you when. It's the whole bottle, man. It's the whole fucking bottle.
Yeah. But I do have those cups.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Fucking love that shit, man. Yeah, but so yeah, I mean, just the 7-Eleven times were a good time. A really, really good fucking time. Just
back in the
a lot
day.
of shit talking and dicking around, and I feel like we were still respectable. Like, think
Kinda.
think of Jay and Silent Bob, but more of them.
Jalen Silent Blob that plays Super Smash Brothers outside of 7-Eleven.
Yes,
Back of a
we've
car.
done that. But again, I remember plenty of times where we weren't even playing video, and we were literally just chilling, talking about the latest Adult Swim show that came out at the time.
And Ronnie Millsap.
Exactly.
This YouTube wasn't like bomb yet. Like
no.
Reddit, it was.
I don't know.
What was the website that was Reddit before it came Reddit? I can't remember.
I don't fucking know the history of Reddit at all.
No, it was like social media didn't kick off. It was still kind of in its infant stages.
I think I had a fucking dead journal
Netflix
at that time.
Yeah, dude, Netflix wasn't even around yet. It was like still send a DVD. Well, they're thinking about how to do that. So like people nowadays, it's so easy to go like binge watch TV shows, and you don't have those really social experiences anymore. You have to like force yourself to go have those social experiences. Before it just came second nature. It's like you get out of high school and you're like, well, I'm not in a sport because I'm fucking lazy.
Right.
There isn't like video games didn't come out as fast as they do now. It was like Zelda came out 8 years ago and I've already beat it 7 times. The next one comes out like 40 years from now. To us, because like time seems so much longer when we're younger. Now it's like yesterday I'm like, fuck, I wish I would have had like 6 more hours.
Right. Yeah, I can't find time, and I definitely don't have time like I did back in the day.
Bro, I'm saying
I miss it.
It's been a while, man. It has been a while.
Yes, man. Of course. The last time I saw you is when you visited in beautiful Orlando, and we enjoyed ourselves on the beach, which is a very, very nice time. I had a great time. Question.
Yes.
Did you get bit the fuck up like I did, though?
Absolutely not.
No, you because you guys left because me and Jeremy was talking for a little bit longer, and it was getting darker, and I was feeling a little bit on my legs, but literally weeks after, like my fucking legs had nothing but little bites everywhere from sand fleas. It's the fucking worst. Lucky
not
bastard.
out there long enough to do that.
Damn it!
I avoided those. But I trust me, I've had my fair share of stand flea bites.
Ugh, I fucking hate that shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it was a good time.
I appreciate you coming out, man. I just was recently back home in the home turf, being out here in the land of green chili, which I do adore. I came home for that week, was in South Florida for a bit, and then drove to Central Florida. And spent a day at New Smyrna eating some pub subs on the beach. It was awesome times.
True Florida man fashion. You have to do it that way. That's what I'm saying.
Do it. Bro, when I come home, I have to get a pub sub, and I have to get some Pollo Tropical, man. And
the things that you take advantage of when it's not there, you don't realize you miss it. Like I don't realize, like I haven't had a public sub in a while because of the diet, but if I know that I couldn't though at any given point, that would not be a non-issue, because every time I'd come to Florida I'd have one, because I'd be like, we don't fucking have it anymore. Like I can't believe they don't have it.
When I first moved out here, damn, it's been like 4 years ago. I walk into the grocery store and I'm like looking around, like, where the fuck's the deli at? And there was no deli. Like, I'm like, what the asking fuck? Around, like, where can I get a sub made? And people are looking like I'm fucking crazy. And I'm like, okay. So then I go to Albertsons and I'm thinking, well, didn't they do that at Albertsons? I mean, I don't remember because all of them closed down there. So I go into Albertsons, and you like that pitch in my voice?
Yep.
It's a weird and strange time in my life right now.
Exactly. It's the non-sub era of your life.
So So I'm like not seeing any subs, and it was a bummer. And then I start dating my lady, and I'm like, why don't they like sell subs? And she's like, what do you mean? And I was like, they don't have like, well, we have a grocery store, Publix, where you can just walk in and like order a sub and they'll make it in front of you like Subway. She's like, oh no, we don't have anything like that out here. And that's when crippling depression just kind of sunk in. And I was like,
no more chicken tender subs. No more Italian Supreme subs.
I really Keanu Reeves it up for a little bit on a bench. Like,
with a fucking
right,
a fucking Taco Bell next to you, and you're just like, this is just not the same.
This is not the same. You know,
they don't have anything. They don't make anything at their supermarkets. Like nothing. They don't have delis. Is that what you're telling me?
Well, no, they have like rotisserie chickens and like the chicken wedges or the potato wedges and mac and cheese and stuff, but no,
like it'd be one thing if they replaced it with like burritos. You know what I mean? Like then I'd be like, well, you know, they don't have pub subs, but they have fucking burritos. I'd take that. I don't know.
You got I'm not even joking. For those of your Rio Rancho listeners out there, they know it and they're gonna laugh because you have a restaurant in Rio by the name of Filiberto's, which is a taco, burrito shack. And right down the fucking street, not even a block away, there's a Federico's, which is the same exact cuisine. So it's like,
yeah, I feel you now. I get what you're saying.
You're not going to go into the grocery store when you have like the same restaurant on like every different corner of the street.
True that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, because that's the thing. Public subs. That's it. Yeah, I mean, you don't go back to Subway with confidence.
No,
you're not going back there.
You kind of get to the point where you like scoff at Subway. You're like,
oh fuck yeah. I mean, they got good cookies though, but you know, fucking Publix got good cookies too. So I mean, you know, what are we doing right now? You know, like why are we fucking around? Let's not fuck around anymore. Let's get the real thing.
Right. So I had to come back, get my pub sub, and then I got to get my Troppy Chop, man. Like, it's Caribbean cuisine out there. It's like it's a different type of Latin cuisine versus the Latin cuisine out here. It's it's like that really Tex-Mex or like
Tex-Mex. Yep.
Which
is good.
Right. It's still good. Oh man, carne asada fries every
sounds
day.
Like a dream.
Like meat, fries, cheese, and guac, bro.
But it's different.
Yeah.
But it's different. Like you need that Caribbean style, Latin island fucking cuisine. Yeah, man. You do. I mean, even over here, even in Orlando, like, you know, we're not even that, you know, we're not south, we're central.
Lauderhill, man.
But even Orlando has good Spanish food. Like I've had plenty of Spanish food. I'm like, fuck yeah. I mean, I'm in Puerto Rican fucking town, so I'm like eating empanadas and fucking acapullas and all that shit. And I'm just like happy. I'm like a pig in shit. Exactly. Arepa, fucking arroz con verduras. Gotta say, pardon me. Say like a real fucking Puerto Rican.
There you go.
But yeah, I'm loving it, you know. But it's not the same. Like Mexican food is, you know, it's like fucking Jim Gaffigan said. It's just fucking lettuce, tomato, cheese. it's all the same shit. It's just put together differently. But I'm sure it's fucking bomb ass shit. I'm just, you know.
Oh man,
it's definitely different though.
Oh, yeah, I like because when I was stationed in San Diego, I was stationed out there for about 2.5 years. And that was like when I was first introduced to like a real fucking burrito. I went to Santana's because like I was on base and I asked one of my Marines, I was like, yo, so where does a man got to go to get a burrito? They're like, well, Sergeant, you want to go to Santana's. They have roaches. You're going to definitely catch something if you sit on the benches, but it is a fucking burrito to die for. So I was like, okay.
How the fuck does that work?
So
that's true fucking Mexican fucking cuisine. It was like right there.
Genuine ass like taco shack. Got a burrito and I was like in heaven. It was like, I'm in heaven. Like,
so what's what is
down
differentiating a burrito from there and a burrito from like Moe's? Tell me.
flavor.
What's the flavor? Is it so we still got a big ass burrito though, right?
Oh, bro, come out here to New Mexico. I will show you a good ass burrito.
I mean,
and I'll give you the Breaking Bad tour.
We got. I want to do that so bad. Are we excited for the
movie?
Netflix? Yeah, we're excited.
We're excited for it. I haven't seen the new trailer, I have not seen the new trailer yet.
No, I haven't.
It came out yesterday.
I only saw the teaser. I haven't seen the. Okay, because I'm afraid that it's going to show me too much, and I kind of just want to watch it when it comes out. Yeah. The teaser was good because I was just like, it's happening, So that's exciting. I know I definitely want to do that. The thing is too, I have a lot of shit going on at the moment, like just busyness wise, that I was gonna like start rewatching Breaking Bad just so I have like my memory all fucking, but it looks like it's gonna be like a recap YouTube video for me because I don't think that's gonna happen.
This is what happened in Breaking Bad in 5 minutes. Perfect.
Yeah, exactly. Because I'm just gonna be like, but I want to watch it again. I do because I remember going through it because I kind of saw it like when it was ending. I started watching, I marathoned it all the way through until it actually ended. So I got to enjoy the ending when everyone else enjoyed the ending.
But that was a really good hard derail. I'm not done talking about this burrito, bro.
Oh yeah, I know. Excuse me. Let's get back to the abuelita in the back that's fucking cooking it. That's why it's got to be an old Spanish woman or at least some Spanish dude, Mexican dude making this shit.
Yeah,
that's what's happening.
The type of Mexican dude that like the Spanish people don't even understand when he's speaking Spanish.
Oh shit! It's like Danny Trejo's cousin.
Yes, exactly.
he's got a picture. He's got a tattoo of a mariachi woman on his chest, but on the tattoo itself, on her chest is a fucking tattoo of Danny Trejo. I want to see that. If no one fucking comes up with a tattoo like that, it needs to be done.
So this is your plug, like listeners out there. If you have a picture of a Danny Trejo mariachi tattoo, and the mariachi tattoo has the tattoo of Danny Trejo on that, drop that, hashtag that, go for it, James. Plug away,
please. Fucking Danny Trejo Inception. That's what it needs to be hashtagged.
Tell them where they email you.
Don't feed the animals podcast at gmail.com. Do it.
We need that picture.
But it's actually DFTA podcast. Sorry. I keep on forgetting the different things. But yes, I need that shit right away. But anyways.
No, the burritos so the cuisine is just different. It's because like the way that they like, imagine going to Taco Bell and getting like a grilled stuffed burrito. That's that light because they actually make their tortillas. It's a chopped steak that they cook in like the red chili. The chilies are different, so it's just that the ingredients are different and the flavor is different. So when I was in San Diego, that's when I was stationed and I got introduced to burritos for the first time. I was hooked, bro. I was like, Taco Bell ain't got shit on this.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah.
Because there wasn't real, like, Mexican food in South Florida. We had On the Border. Like...
Oh, my God. That went out of business,
remember
right?
that?
Yeah, I do. But it's funny because I think it's the same chain as, like, Longhorn. So I don't know.
Something like that.
I don't know. But yeah, I remember when they were there and then they weren't there anymore.
Right. So then, like, the cuisine is different, and so coming back to Florida and get the pub sub and the Tropi Chops from Pollo Tropical, because there's nothing like that over here, and then just like there's nothing like the Mexican food that we can get out here over there because it's like legit, like homemade tortillas, ingredients, they're different. It's a different cuisine, it's different flavor. But y'all Floridians, my homeland, don't take those shits for granted. Go get your pub sub, go get your Tropi Chop, while you can before you move away and you start missing it.
Yep, you won't have it anymore. Shit, it's like that song. Fucking, you don't know what you got till it's gone. what you call it? Fucking. But really quick though, how old do you think Taco Bell is? When I found out how old it was, it blew my mind.
I would say it was started in the 80s, maybe.
That's what I said, and I am off by so many years. Taco Bell is 57 years old. It's been out since 1962.
Wow.
I can't even imagine. Like I could, like a fucking Taco Bell.
Menu look like.
I want to know what the menu looked like. I want to know what the fucking logo looked like. I want to know what it tasted like. There's no way it's the same thing. No, there's no fucking way.
Not. No way.
Oh my god. Like that, I'm gonna look that up in the future podcast.
It's gonna be as long as Demolition Man.
Exactly.
It's gonna be the restaurant that surpasses all the great wars.
Exactly.
We start freezing our criminals.
Well, we'll do that.
Nice.
That, and then they'll have a Crunchwrap Supreme in their hand while they get frozen.
Was the Crunchwrap Supreme on the menu with the time that movie came out?
I hope not. I hope not.
Bro,
I don't. It's my guilty fucking pleasure. That fucking Crunchwrap Supreme is my guilty fucking pleasure. That I'll tell you that much.
Yeah,
it's such shit, but it's so fucking good. Anyways, so we always know how we do things on this podcast. We usually show video, but first I want to share some news because actually my guest has a video for me.
Ooh,
so
I did my research.
You did. But let's either you want to watch the video first, or you want to talk about the news about it first.
Remember, I did my research. I've done this before.
Yeah. So are we gonna? Are we watching your video, or do you want?
So, let's talk about the news.
Let's talk about that news. So again, keep in mind, everybody, you may be hearing this a little late. There's time traveling issues. This is being recorded in the end of September, where this will probably be put out in the middle of October. Don't be weirded out, peoples. It's just a little bit of time traveling. I just like to have things. I'm a busy man. I can't be doing this shit right away and live and stuff. I have podcasts that I've done and just put them out when I put them out. But anyway,
there you go.
With that being said, this is still very, very important news, and it's exciting to hear, and you just hear our thoughts about it. Yeah. So you break it to them. Break that news.
It's finally we're all depressed about it. 5 weeks ago, or was it 5? Yeah, I think it's 5 weeks.
Yeah, ago. I wouldn't say 5 weeks ago is fair. I think that's it's been that long.
Yeah. Well, the MCU and Sony broke up, and that lost in the MCU losing adoption of Spider-Man. But the parents are back together. They have made amends. And Spidey is coming back home to the MCU for 2 more movies. It's phenomenal.
It's fucking amazing. I can't believe, because they made it seem like I was already in acceptance mode.
Like it was like that's it.
Yeah, no, I was already been like, all right, well, fucking Spider-Man will do something, and Spider-Man has a rich enough history to like kind of uphold themselves like X-Men did. But then I'm like, as long as they kind of like Sony takes advantage of everything that MCU built and just save face, and like that's all. I was in like acceptance. Like, how can I be not upset about this and make this work?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that's at least that was me. I don't know about you, but
yeah, no, it's like we all hoped maybe they would keep riding the wave that Marvel had set for them. Well, we didn't know. There was no certainty. We didn't know what direction it was going to go in. Like if Sony's just going to do their own freaking thing to rip him out of the MCU completely, and then it never happened again. But I think with all of, I think they're mogul companies, man. They have to be in tune to their fan base, and they had to have realized that this was a horrible decision, that they had to get back on talking terms to make it happen. Thankfully they did, and now Spidey is back, baby.
Yeah, I mean, there's no details on what those terms were. I don't, as of now.
Yeah,
whether or not that
they settled on. Well, originally, Marvel wanted 50-50. Help help pay for the money.
Yeah,
and we're gonna get
that was the
50%.
original non-negotiable deal that Sony
Right.
did not take.
So, excuse me. Wow. The new proposal, the new deal is that Marvel will get 25%, and Sony will continue to produce for 2 more movies. One being another, the third movie in the trilogy of the Spider-Man movies.
Yep.
Right. And then another appearance movie, which we're assuming to be like a Civil War, Secret War, whatever the next Phase 4 movie ensemble film is going to be.
Big one. Hopefully it'll be a big one.
But then what they hinted in Kevin Feige's statement after the deal was over is he kind of hinted that maybe this agreement now has some wiggle room in it to where Marvel can incorporate some of the Sony Spider Universe into it. Maybe Miles Morales, maybe a Venom. Who knows that in the next Venom movie that Spider-Man may make a cameo. So this deal seems a lot more loose for 25%. So Marvel may get their hands on some of the Spider-Verse characters to put in the MCU as well.
Exciting. But do you think that they would just kind of like go all in with that, with knowing that how rocky it could be, like how, because we're only going to continually want more as a fan base if we get a little bit of something. Like, you think they would just like how big or major players will they really introduce to the MCU, knowing that they could lose it again,
Right.
So I don't know how deep, but I don't care either way.
Right.
Again, I was in coping phase. Like I was convincing myself to be okay. Yeah, I was very convincing myself to be okay with the fact that this was going to happen, even though Spidey and Spider-Man was built, if anything, the way I saw it, as the next Tony Stark in the MCU.
Right, and that's essentially what they did. And by the way, just sourcing the material that I got that from, that was on that was also articles on IGN and the Nerdist that I read, where they were talking about the deal negotiations and what's going to happen. But yeah, dude, like that's what Kevin Feige was saying, was that it was like, well, according to those sources, right, that he was kind of setting, Spider-Man to take over the mantle of Tony Stark in a sense. To usher in the next phase, and then he would essentially, now he has got the ability to kind of give him his proper send-off for whoever's going to come after him.
Yeah, that's true.
So
yeah, but but I'm happy. It was news out of nowhere. I didn't fucking know. I thought it was done. They made it seem like it was a done deal. It was fucking Spider-Man, and then all of a sudden,
what a way to start a Friday morning.
Right? Yeah.
Everyone looks forward to Friday anyways, like, oh shit, it's payday and it's the day before the weekend.
It's like, we got him back, motherfuckers. And then we got him back.
I felt like, was it Belle and Beauty and the Beast, where she pops out of the house? It's like, he's back.
He's back. Spidey's back in our lives. Yeah, I like it. I can't wait. So but yeah, man, that's awesome.
Using that as a segue, I've done my research. After doing a podcast for many years myself.
Okay,
I like it nerdy. I know you have talked to me in the past about joining the podcast. So I was like, and I've listened when you said you started a podcast from day one. I haven't gotten every episode, I will admit, but I do listen to it. It's in my rotation. And I know that you have people come onto the show and watch videos.
Yes.
And you asked me as we were prepping for this episode today, if I had a video, and I was like, bro, of course. I run my podcast. I know that you do this, so I have prepared one for you. And thankfully, it's one that you haven't seen. So we were talking about Spider-Man, and for those of you out there, I am hoping if you are a Tom Holland fan or Spider-Man fan, you have seen the Tom Holland versus Zendaya lip sync battle. James here has not, so shame on him.
I have not,
but he is going to watch it right now.
I am,
and this makes Tom Holland right here. From the minute I saw this, my lady showed me this first, so she introduced me to it. This is what secured Tom Holland being my Spidey. Like, I grew up with Tobey Maguire. I appreciated Andrew Garfield. But after watching this Tom Holland video, I was like, he's my Spider-Man. This dude,
I'm excited to watch it. For those who are listening, always remember to go to Don't Feed the Animals on YouTube, and it's going to be under the liked video channel. So when you are listening to this, you can actually hear us commentate on the things that we are seeing at the same time. A little bit of inception. So go out there. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to Don't Feed the Animals on YouTube. The link will be in the description of this podcast. That way, we can all watch this video as a big, happy, healthy family. So go ahead and shoot that link towards my direction, sir, and I will get a cracking.
All right. Let me see. This is... So, this is both Zendaya and Tom Holland's.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna have to do some skipping. Your time mark that you're gonna want to watch this video at starts at 1:43.
Okay, got it.
I tried to find just him doing it individually. It didn't work. So you're just gonna have to stick to that timeline spot.
Now.
All right. Go ahead.
All right,
for the non-viewing listeners out there.
Oh my goodness, he's like just a like little fucking Gene Kelly over.
That's right.
Fucking singing in the rain over here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, light post and everything.
Right, everything.
Oh, Tom Holland. Doesn't he have like a fucking acrobatic fucking like he does all his own flips and shit like that, right?
Yeah.
I think that's how he got the fucking job, if I'm not mistaken.
And he
shit. Get the fuck out of here. He's dressed up like fucking Rihanna and Umbrella. Damn. Oh man, he's got them shoulders. Oh my goodness. Oh, popping it.
Yep.
Damn, he's hitting it out. Oh no, he's fucking it up. Damn, go Spider-Man.
Yup.
Yeah. This is the itsy bitsy spider that doesn't fucking fall down that water spout.
Let's see Tobey Maguire do this.
I know, no, fuck that. Pizza time, bitch.
And he's getting into the crowd too.
Oh man,
I love how Zendaya's like, no, I already lost this. I know.
Yeah, she got fucked over. He knows how to do it, man. Damn, he's got that shit. Oh shit, it's raining on him and everything. Oh yeah, it's over, MJ. Yeah. He never had a fucking chance. Damn, fucking flash dancing that shit, pretty much,
bro. Is he fucking?
Oh, and he's doing the fucking little athletic kick. Yeah, he's fucking it up. Yeah. Oh damn, he's going to SS Tricky. Oh, with a fucking. Oh man. Kip up, man. Shit. Nah. No chance at all. No chance at all. Damn. Fuck that. Video over. Sorry.
That's it.
She never had a fucking chance. Never had a chance. Nah, that was good. I never seen that. Thank you for that.
Oh, you're welcome.
Holy shit. Oh man, that was.
And of course,
great.
He does go on to win. I mean, without a
shot.
What? You even doubt that?
Yeah, you can't. That's anybody. Anybody does that gender bender shit, they fucking get that thing, man. They get it.
She did Bruno Mars, and she did.
Oh, did she?
Too.
Did she do good?
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, but
she was an honorable mention.
Did flips and shit. Yeah, he did flips and shit. It's fucking Spider-Man.
Yeah, so when I saw that, I was like, okay, hashtag my Spider-Man. Hashtag my Spider-Man.
Exactly. No, right. I fucking like Tom Holland from the get-go. Yeah. I'm a lot of people. I mean, yeah, I grew up with Toby. I never liked Toby. I'll say it. No. I never liked it. There was an awkwardness about it. I know everybody because he was the first, and everybody. I appreciate him. But I never thought he was that great. I'm like, there's something off about him. Oh wait, because he's fucking 27 years old, is playing a fucking high school student. That's what I mean. You know, I'm not hating. And the Andrew Garfield one, I was liking the way he looked, but I never saw the movies because I saw like 20 minutes of it, and I was just like, I don't think I can watch this. This seems a little forced. And it was, and then when I saw this one, they did when they introduced Tom Holland as Spider-Man. They did it in the way that I always wanted to do it for a Spider-Man movie because it's already been rebooted. That fuck origin stories. Well, I don't need to see him get bit by a spider 15,000 times, and that's what they did, and that was the most important thing. And they did that, and then they picked a kid,
right?
And it just worked. I don't know. I liked it.
You know who I am? I'm Spider-Man. We have all seen the origin.
And
that's it.
Yeah, we don't need to see it again. There's no need.
I think this Spider-Man ultimately he had the advantage too, because like when he was introduced, you see Tony Stark go to New York, walks into Spider-Man's room. There's Tom Holland, and he shows like you a video on YouTube from his phone, like bitten by a radioactive spider, can stop a moving bus, and a sweatshirt, something to that extent. You're like, there you go. There's the origin.
The end. All I need to know, because we know who it is. We don't need to know. Collectively, other than Batman, he's one of the most recognizable superheroes, like to anybody. But
so they don't need. You got to think about it. We were still coming off of that X-Men high, right? Like X-Men just come out, and a lot of us were skeptical, like that's going to be so bad. This dude's going to have plastic claws coming out of his fist. It's going to be so cheesy. They're going to ruin the X-Men. And then it came out, and it was actually pretty good. Hugh Jackman was Wolverine. Yeah. Like, so we just got off of that X-Men high, and they jumped on board by doing the Spider-Man movie, and now it was like, oh my god, our child superhero. And we were like, adolescent, like teenagers, right? So we're still pretty pumped about these things coming out. Yeah. And like, it was a 30-year-old dude playing a high schooler, but like that was what we had.
No, at the time I saw that shit on my birthday. That was the most amazing movie I saw. I'm not shitting on it in that way. It was more like shitting on it and like when they did decide to redo. It's like people were like Toby over Tom, and I'm like, you should not do that because it's different. And if you are going to do that,
over all of them.
And if you are going to do that, unfortunately, it's Tom over all of them, because think about it. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to do that, but if you're going to fucking play that game, I'm like, you're playing a game where you're going to fucking lose, because he's the more reputable Rihanna. And then Rihanna, this is it. This is my argument from now on. I'm like, fucking Singing in the Rain, Umbrella, fucking Tom Holland.
Let's see Andrew Garfield or Tobey Maguire do that.
I mean, he'll try, but I don't want to see it.
No, but you know what I mean? Like, they were all good, but if you gotta choose, I mean, I choose Tom Holland. They were good for what they were, man, for the time that they were in.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. I mean, and then, who knows, if years down the road they come
looking back on them now, they did not age very well at all.
I'll be fucking honest with you. If they ever decide to do another fucking Spider-Man, it shouldn't be Peter Parker again. They need to go on to like Miles or something. In my opinion, because Miles is getting very popular. That Spider-Verse movie is probably my favorite Spider-Man movie.
That was a good movie. I enjoyed it.
Just it's ridiculous that the style, the art, and the just story too. I'm just like, wow.
The one complaint that I wish that I have with the Spider-Verse movie,
what is that?
Why don't you just call him Ben Reilly? Like, Ben Reilly was Scarlet Spider. And I mean,
I don't know.
Just dressed it as the Scarlet, and he was a blonde-haired, blue-eyed, other version of Peter.
I think he was, he would have been like based off of him too, like pretty much. I think it was just more for the fact that confusion, and just to give two Peter Parkers, and that way, like, when the one died, it'd be another. Because if they didn't introduce him as Peter, and then Ben Reilly,
that would take away the impact of the sacrifice.
Right, exactly, because you wouldn't feel like it was the same dude. You just think, oh, it's just another dude. It just how you felt about
Rando Spider-Man
and Penny and Porky and whatever, and all those other ones. You're like, they're Spider-Man, but they're not really Spider-Man. Like, where this one, you're like, oh, it's like you died, but you didn't. It's just somebody else. But still a really fucking good movie. Prowler was awesome.
Like, that's what I said. That's my only complaint. But other than that, I think the movie was dope.
Yeah, hell yeah. It's so good. So fucking good. Well, let's keeping up this video roundup. I'm gonna go ahead and post my video. You can we'll do 3, 2, 1 play on this one. Yeah. Because a little backstory, you know how like in the beginning episodes of my podcast, I would like to show weird sports, but you know what? They came up with more, and every time I find more and more, it's exciting. So here we go, and when you're ready, we're gonna have a new sport on the screen, and again, don't feed the animals on YouTube, and you can watch this along with us. But yeah, you can go ahead and describe what the fuck you're seeing, or tell me if you've seen this before, and we'll play it. Tell me when you're gonna play it.
I have not seen this, so the title is called Combat Juggling. All right. What the play button looks like is some almost soccer looking uniforms, but random stances with,
and everybody's looking up
next to no coordination. Yes. All right.
There's a lot of coordination. All right, go for it.
So on the count of 3, I'm gonna count down from 3. 3, 2, 1, and then I'm gonna go.
Okay.
Ready?
Got it. Yeah.
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay. That's fine.
Here we go. All right. Oh, he's juggling and ran right around that guy.
So they're like just trying to fuck each other up.
Oh.
So you got dudes juggling.
That looks like my kind of sport.
And they're just slapping each other
just
with the
smacking the shit out of each other.
What are the? I always call them bowling pins. What are the? But they're like, you know, they're kind of shaped like bowling pins. Whoa, that guy got fancy.
Oh, the spin. Oh. What is going on? The music is priceless.
That's so fucking epic.
Get him. Oh, and the innocent bystander.
No one's safe in combat juggling.
Nobody.
This is bullshit.
Is there like penalty cards?
I have no fucking clue what this is. I saw this and I'm like, yep, this has to be on the podcast.
For a sport like this, Oh, the battle cry.
Oh, MLC, Major League Combat. I think they need to change their name. I think they need to change their name on Major League Combat. It's combat juggling. I don't know why they say juggling, because it is just juggling, but they calling it combat. I'm thinking there's some MMA shit going on, and it's not. So from what we saw, it's people juggling, and it's the literal
smacking the shit
out
of each
thing
other.
that you would do to a friend who's like, look what I can do. And you're like, oh yeah, and they start juggling some fucking bowling pins, and then you as a good friend, you slap that shit out of the way. That's pretty much the game.
But that's what they're doing with other juggling pins.
It's like, oh, you think you're hot shit, juggling and shit, slap.
And then the thing that I feel remorse for is that guy didn't deserve to get smacked by that pin.
That's what I'm saying. They're accidentally hitting each other in the face, but I don't see any penalties for it. So
right, no. Like when the dude went to smack the shit out of the pin that flew and hit the camera guy outside. Of the
yeah, I'm just trying to document here, and he's getting fucking. It's a deadly fucking sport, man. It's a deadly sport. Fucking man. Major League Combat. Get the fuck out. But yeah,
I don't know. Can't be real, man. Can't be real.
These interesting like combat sports just intrigue the fuck out of me. I don't know. Like looking at this is way more tamer than all the other shit that I put on the past, but I think this is notable. I think the coordination is there. Nice. I know.
There's definitely a grace.
Yeah.
The grace that goes into that.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I'm sure like some of these guys, I'm like, what are you? He's like, well, I'm a magician. The other guy's this fucking circus clown. The other guy's like, what's their like the
And this guy,
professions on the
no, but
side?
this would be the type of guy that would laugh at the magician and count like magician, clown,
Bitch.
bitch. I'm a combat juggler.
Oh snap! It's like what you
Drop
just
the pin.
wait. Yeah, exactly. It's like what you're balancing on a ball. Have an actual grown man attack you with a pin while you're juggling. You see if you can still hold the juggle.
And it's juggled or be juggled.
It's do or die in this territory.
Are you gonna be juggled or are you gonna be the juggler?
God,
when they're running at you at about 4 miles an hour while they're juggling 6
yeah, because they're fucking.
What are you gonna do?
Because they can only move as they're juggling out if they can't juggle anymore. So it's like I gotta keep my juggle. You know what's funny? There was lines on the ground. What did they mean? We do that now. Like, is there a goal? Is somebody trying to fucking?
Well, that's part of the sport.
See that one guy was running around. I'm like, what is he? Where's he going?
That's part of the sport. You gotta have really good hand-eye coordination and a hand. Yep.
Yeah.
There we go.
Pretty much.
You gotta look up and look down at the lines to make sure that. I have no fucking idea what I'm going with.
Fucking what the fuck? But it's a fucking silly sport nonetheless, and worthy to be on this week's video roundup on Don't Feed the Animals podcast. So, moving on from that, I'd like for everybody to further clarify that you do have a stream and a podcast going up, or was originated from a podcast that I used to listen to. We Like It Nerdy, and it's gone through some phases, some changes, some branding things, and but it is still around and it's still alive and well. And I remember it years ago, like when podcasting, I wouldn't say it was in its infancy. I would say it's still not as saturated as now. It's right. growing the thing, but definitely a good amount of years back where not many people were podcasting. You guys, you, Berto, who used to be on the show, and several other good friends of ours were all on a podcast together, pretty much talking about all things nerdy, which is awesome.
Nerdy news in a nerdy universe. Yeah.
Yep.
It was a while ago, man. And it's in I would say it's remodeling phase. I have all of the stuff so it's got some things in the works. I still stream. I stream under the WLIN headline. That's something it's close to me. Got some things in the works. I mean, actually tonight, James. So thank you very much for reigniting my passion to get involved in the community. We worked up this Discord. We didn't really know how we were going to actually record tonight. Now we figured we can record any location at any time. So
there we go.
It's just kind of resparked it. But it originally just started as we met. We were all, in college, getting ready to graduate college, start into our careers. I was out of the Marine Corps, and some of my buddies had already started their careers and what they're doing today. And we still made it a thing to meet up at least once a week to kind of drink some beers and talk about all this crazy stuff, because Disney had just acquired Marvel. And they were planning on, they had launched Iron Man and the Hulk. This was around Iron Man 2 time, man.
Yeah.
So it was just kicking off and it was good. These movies were good. And
you guys have spoiler cast or video.
Yeah.
Cast, I remember too.
We would start going to see them the midnight showings.
Yep.
So we would just sit around and talk about it, drinking beers. And, one of my buddies, Richie, was like, we should record this and just put it on a podcast. And we were all like, oh, yeah, okay, sure. We'll do it. Sounds like a good idea. And then one weekend, like 1 week on a Monday when we would like traditionally meet, there were these mics on the table with a little bit of a mixer, and he was like, "We're doing this," and we're like, "Holy shit, we're doing this!"
Nice.
So we recorded the first 2 episodes. They were rough, you know, they were rough, poor equipment. I'm sure you've experienced that.
Yeah.
You know, and then we didn't have an identity. We didn't have a logo. And I'm a graphic artist. I'm a level designer by trade. And, you know, Richie. Oh, so professional.
Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. This usually always fucking happens where I forget to fucking do that.
It's okay, man.
It's all right.
It's
well,
okay.
you know.
It's all right.
Yeah.
You know.
I can always edit that in post. But go ahead.
But then they're not going to get the jokes. But
yeah. Sure. I leave it in.
You know, so they were, the first couple episodes were rough. They were rough.
Yeah. Like this one.
Yeah, like this one right now. So I saw the logo. I had to get it fixed. So then I started creating logos, you know, and then we all started like getting feedback from the audience and like, hey, you guys need to come up with identities. You guys need to identify yourselves, because there was 5 of us. Or 6 of us originally. You know, Richie being the host. Then you had Berto. Then you had our buddy Matt, and you know, me, my buddy Joel, and Richie's buddy Joel, and we all kind of became buddies, and that's kind of how it started happening. And you know, because there was a bunch of us, and then we kind of started learning how to segment the show, and Richie would have topics, and then Matt was like the comic book guy, I was the video game guy, Joel was like the sci-fi guy, Berto was the toy guy, you know, so we all had our kind of specialities, I guess.
Yeah.
And then we
created
great identities, you know. Richie was the host, Berto was the humor, Matt was the muscle, I was the babe, and Joel was the wild card. You know. And we went going for a while, but you know, as things start burning, we did some promoting of conventions. We went to AFO, had a panel there.
That's awesome.
You know, yep. And I started promoting the Nerdcore Hip Hop. We were at the day after show of Nerdapalooza, you know. Sweet. And we had an episode where I had some interviews with like Megaran and Professor Shy Guy and people that had performed at Nerdapalooza. It was just really good times.
That's awesome.
And, you know, the hosts, you know, we all want to start families and we're moving up in our careers, and it just became difficult. But, you know, I've been really, really interested in sparking that up and rekindling that. And James, today, being on your show was a way to get that going again. So that's
what we do in Don't Feed the Animals. I have people on and they just do shit, and I'm just happy that they were on. I love it. I fucking love it, because it's, again, for the reason why I did mine is just basically I wanted an out. I wanted an outlet. I wanted to be able to talk about anything and just archive it, and because the conversation is always interesting, and it's always being able to way to have something, and whether it be about nerd topics, whether it be about life, whether it be about just fucking what you think about society, fucking anything. Yeah, that just
platform.
It's a great platform about, you know, just speaking your mind, and just be able to have the art of conversation is so important, because it's a lost art in general. You know, it's so many people nowadays barely even can talk, you know, or be able to express their thought, and realize that when you at least say what you're thinking out loud, you either know your true self in a certain way, because you get to see how it comes out. You kind of hear it instead of just keeping it in and internalizing or fucking typing it out. And you know, social media is not a real fucking form of conversationalism. Right. This is, and you and I talking over this platform.
It becomes a digital footprint.
Oh, for sure.
It's funny because like 20 years ago, people were looking at black and white photos in a book, and stuff like that always deteriorates and eventually fades away. And you know, just talking about the podcast, remembering the years, like the stuff that you did, that's all in a media format. It's like your digital, your footprint.
Yeah, you know, like you could go back to it like if it was yesterday, and just you know, be like, oh yeah, we exactly talked about this.
You reflect on it like, wow, we did. You know, you did all of these things. We've done all of these things. You know.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. It's a great place to build off of, and it's super fun. And I remember when like I was talking to you guys about it, like when we all hung out, and I was just talking about how you guys did the podcast, and it was awesome. And I was like, I kind of want to do my own. All of you were like, do it. Yep. Fucking do it. And I'm just like, I gotta do it. Like, you know, not that I was talking shit, but it was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to do it, but I'm gonna fucking figure it out, and this is what it's gonna be. And
you're doing it, man.
And now I'm doing it. I'm like fucking 26, 27, 28 episodes in now, and I don't think I'm stopping anytime soon. So
see,
you know,
that's where the bite comes. Because I still keep in contact with those guys. They're some of my best friends. To include yourself, my friend. You're one of my best friends. You know.
I always wanted to do the show too. I remember one time I was visiting Orlando, and you were like, "When are you going back?" And I'm like, "I'm going back like Sunday." And you're like, "Shit, we record on Tuesday." In my head, I was like, "How can I stay here?" But I didn't get here. We record
on Monday night.
It was something like that, but I was like, I know I go home on Sunday. And I was like, fuck. I'm like, how do I? Because I wanted to do it so bad because I listened to it. I knew that I would be a home for me. I'd be like, I would love to be a part of this shit because I'd be like so dedicated. And I'd be like, I'll come up with something to be entertaining or whatever. Just, you know, because I loved what you guys were doing. It was awesome to me. I was just like, oh, my fucking friends are getting together and fucking putting their shit out there, and people are listening to them. It's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, it's super cool. And the fact that you guys got to do all that. See, I want to kind of get onto that level in some way, shape, or form, where I have some sort of other outlet that sprouts from podcasting, whether it be doing a panel or something like that, or maybe I don't know if you listened to the episode where I had the producers of Unpeeled Productions come on, and they you know, we're talking about different movie ideas, and if they're like, hey, you want to be in a cameo in a movie, I'm like, fuck yeah, you know. I'll be in the background, I don't give a shit, you know. Like, it's just something came from this, because, you know, I'm just spreading all this different stuff,
you know.
It is,
and that's what some of that bite is, because you know what episode number we ended on?
What?
199.
Well, how much?
199.
Fuck me, man.
Yep.
Can do 200?
Well, I think what happened to that's always the question when we talk. When we talk and things are blowing up in the nerdy world, that's the question. Is this time for episode 200 where all the crew gets back together? Oh
shit.
And I think what happened was we got burnt out. Like, we had the Distillers, we had me and my brother show. They had a weird. We just had a podcast every day for a week, right?
Yeah.
So it got to the point where it was like taking a lot of energy out of it, you know. And I was promoting, and we were getting involved in the community and stuff like that, and we just got that burnt out, and we decided to take a break. Well, we started taking a week off, another week off, going back and doing a recording until it just kind of. Are we going to record tonight or not? And it just we got busy.
Yeah,
we got busy, and you know, we've always at least one of the guys once every couple of months is like, hey, The Boys is out on Amazon. Good Omens. Oh, Spider-Man. Oh, Endgame. Infinity War. Oh,
nerdy news is hot.
Like, it's hot, and
it's hot.
Know, WoW Classic 15-year anniversary, like, we post and we talk about it. Disney Plus, like all of the Lucas, and it's out there.
Yeah, because you guys are all in a chat together still, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
and we talk about it, and one of these days, maybe, who knows? But yeah, I appreciate. Let me talk about it, and I got some things in the works. Maybe me and my brother may bring back some DLC. Who knows? But it's the passion and the interest is there. It's definitely there again.
Oh, and obviously, if anybody doesn't know, I will have all of this information and links and stuff to where you can find all this in the description of this podcast. So you guys will know where to find that. But yeah, definitely, like, I don't know, like it's good to know that you're still interested in it, because I still think that there's so much more to be said and done when it comes to that, especially the We Like It Nerdy brand, which is something I was totally debating, like on where I was gonna go with my podcast in that light. I'm just like, do I want to talk about like nerd stuff all the time, or do I want to do this and want to do that? I mean, like, because it could be whatever you want, like
Right.
literally. And I just settled for, if anything else, it's gonna, because you guys had such a big group, it would be, the episodes would feel different, and I get that too. A lot of people are saying that about my episodes, at least in the beginning when I had like usually Berto on, that like, would it be lacking? And then at the end of the day, it's just like, you know what, I'm willing to do it just me, and I've done it just me, and and I don't even really have fucking like set things I talk. I mean, right now, in honor of of you being on, we're talking more on the nerdy side of things, because I love that shit too. But if anybody listens, there was an episode where I talk about just mental health, and there's episodes where I talk about
That's good, man.
People's genders and fucking shit like that, just to get off topic, and just my personal life too. Sometimes I just like to talk personal stuff. So I mean, I wanted to not like basically, I just wanted to be able to be like that, because I know that doing it with people is the most important thing. My favorite episodes is having guests. I love it. I love having different people on, different, I'm so happy to have you on, and even the distance thing, it's great to know that we could beat that. You know what I mean? It doesn't even matter, and still come out with a quality episode. So
friends
really,
are only a meme away these days.
Right? It's insane. But yeah, man, like shit. I am letting everybody know right now, We Like It Nerd is the inspiration behind Don't Feed the Animals, because of the fact that was the podcast that all my friends were on, and I was like, holy shit, this seems so cool and fun to do, that I totally want to do it, and I finally make my way here to where all you guys are at, and you guys aren't doing it anymore, so I'm just like, fuck. All right, well, it's okay. I'm gonna figure it out on my own. You know what I mean? Like, what's stopping me from doing it? Nothing.
That's right.
So just do it for my fucking self. So
you got to, man. And I think with like streaming these days and a lot of solo acts on YouTube and stuff, it's another platform, and it's a good time. It's a really
definitely a good time.
And you honor us, sir. You honor us in the crew, the nerdy crew. You're a part of the nerdy crew. You're a part of the nerdy army, man. So
I sent in a couple questions when you guys posted questions on YouTube, and on Facebook, and I was like, oh, I got good questions.
And we got some content to give to you guys too.
I know every single one you guys got, and it was great, because I'm just like, because it was so new. It was new to me. Like, I wasn't really listening to podcasts at all. And then the podcast train comes in, and then I'm now subscribed to like 6 or 7 podcasts at the moment.
So many.
So many. Because it's just such a great way to listen to relax. There's so many. The people that I do get to give me feedback in person, it's always interesting, because they always say, like you've said it too, when they hear us speak or me speak or whatever, they always go, I find myself talking to you guys, because I feel like I'm contributing to the conversation. Like, they'll hear me say something or stumble on something and be like, oh, from that year, that candy bar that came out, and people were like, it's fucking yabba zabba, motherfucker, it's yabba zabba, you know what I mean? Like, and then eventually I'm like, yabba zabba.
Weeks ago, your last couple episodes, you were talking about candy, and you're talking about the eggs that have the toys in them, and I was like, those are the Kinder eggs from Ferrero Rochers.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I finally fucking get it.
Yeah.
I was like, exactly. Everybody knew exactly.
Yep.
But that's what I'm saying. A lot of people tell me they're always hearing shit, and that's what you want. You mean that's what I want when I'm listening to a podcast, and that's what made me do it, is here listening to you guys, listening to all you guys talk about nerdy shit, and me chiming in, talking like if I'm a part of the conversation, but I'm just putting my input in, because you guys are talking about all the shit that I know about. and it's
So
great.
that's why you
It's
got to
fun.
hashtag. You got to subscribe to We Like Don't Feed the Animals. You got to
Yes.
comment on their videos.
Yeah.
Support Don't Feed the Animals. So
Yeah.
he can do that and answer your questions.
Yes, and that's another thing I'm realizing too that I haven't been doing, and I think that's maybe my deal is that I have to do different angles. One of the things is participation hasn't been my thing. I've been allowing people to do whatever, but I feel like I have to give people missions and stuff like that. So I have to come up with like things that I haven't come up with anything yet, but now I'm realizing that I'm saying people should send me videos too if they want me to talk about videos on YouTube. So like,
kind of plug.
Yeah, just
podcast. Hashtag.
Send me anything. Anybody. Oh yeah, fuck that. Hashtag. I think it's DTF. But I have all this shit on the fucking description of the thing. I don't remember all, but it's all down there. And again, click on one of them and then send me something. Send me a YouTube video. Send me a question. Send me something. I want to talk to whoever's listening, and they when I get back to you, I want to be like the first thing I do is just get to everybody's comments, and questions, so we can have an involvement. Because especially if you find yourself talking while you're listening, just fucking go ahead and just put something in and just send the message, because I'm gonna hear it. I'm gonna hear you no matter what. So because we're in its infancy, and I have the chance to get a little bit of everybody. So take advantage while it's still good.
For example, the first thing you can start sending, don't feed the animals, hashtag DFA, right?
DFTA.
Hashtag that, right? Don't feed the animals. Send them your ideas of what do you normally watch on Halloween. We're coming down to Halloween's right around
yes.
We're in October. Send them your lists. What are your traditional Halloween movies? What are yours?
I don't know if they know, but if they don't know already,
they better know.
Halloween is my fucking jam. It's my favorite fucking holiday. I've stacked my October full of shit that I haven't discussed yet. But what's happening in the month of October for me is that number one, I have horror. I'm going to go on the 9th to Halloween Horror Nights. I'm excited. It's going to be me. I had my cousin on and my two brothers and my lovely, lovely fiance. We're going to go to Halloween Horror Nights, and fucking there's going to definitely see one house that we all know that I love. And that's going to be the Ghostbusters house.
Oh yeah.
For sure. Number one. Number two, I've decided, and I've done this in the past, and usually I fail, but I always start it pretty strong, is that I would watch a horror movie every day in the month of October. Now, I usually get last year I got to 15 movies, 15 days straight, and then it just like fell off. Like maybe then every other couple days and maybe 1 week I was just watching one. But I started off pretty strong. So now I did something different. I did watch one franchise in every week of October. So I have there's 5 weeks in October, and I have 5 franchises that I've picked for myself to watch in the month of October. And again, time traveling is probably in the middle of October when you guys hear this. You're probably like, "Oh, are you ready?" Well, still talking about it. So when these weeks come to pass, I will be watching it, and I will probably discuss them on the podcast. And it also gives you guys the time to watch it yourselves. So when I do my spoiler cast, because keep in mind, besides one franchise, for the most part, all of these movies are old. Yeah. So do yourself a favor and watch, and of course I'll let you know about spoilers if I feel like you're going to be spoiled. But anyway, the 5 franchises that I am watching are, starting with the first week, is going to be the Candyman franchise.
Ooh, okay.
Candyman. I don't know if you've ever seen it. I've seen the first movie and the second movie.
They're redoing Candyman.
I heard that recently.
Candyman is going to come back as Candyman.
Is what? So yeah. So Jason Todd. Fucking Jesus Christ. Tony Todd.
Yeah. Red Hood. Red Hood. Candyman. That's right. Red Hood.
Yeah. Tony Todd
is bees and shit.
It's the Red Hood, but instead of a fucking helmet, he's got a fucking beehive. A red beehive. And a fucking hook. And a phantasm hook to be even more nerdier about the fucking whole thing.
Heck yeah. Phantasm hook.
Hell yeah. And I'm not talking about the horror movie. I'm talking about Mask of the Phantasm for all you fucking Batman nerds out there. But anyways, yeah, so they have 3 movies out currently. Yes, there's going to be a movie coming out. I did read about that, but obviously it won't be out by the time I watch the franchise.
Candyman's a good choice.
I saw the first and the second. I didn't even know there was a fucking third one. Yeah, the first movie's absolutely amazing. The second one's kind of shitty. But that's going to be the theme of most of these franchises.
Sure.
So I'm excited for that. If you have not seen Candyman, please at least just watch the first movie, because it's probably one of the... Not only is it creepy, it's probably the best acted, best scary storyline that there is. Like, genuinely scary, not like, you know, like slasher killer. Like Freddy to a degree is kind of laughable, but
hey man,
something about
favorites, man.
But I'm saying though, like Freddy's amazing, and Nightmare on Elm Street 1, I own, I love Nightmare on Elm Street. But it's safe to say strictly right after part 1, he gets, you know, silly, and it's still scary. But I'm just saying that what I'm trying to say is that the acting is still very cheesy and hammy, where the acting in Candyman is a little bit more serious. You almost more believable.
Suspense thriller.
Exactly. It's very like you're like, what am I watching? Am I watching some lady in a bad neighborhood, or am I watching like an actual, what is it? There's a lot of real moments before that you even get to the actual horror that jumps into that movie. So again, I will be watching these movies, and probably the next podcast that I will be talking about whatever franchise I've watched up to this point. So week 1 is going to be Candyman. It's only 3 movies. And then week 2 is actually a series I have not watched, because I haven't been watching new horror. Is the Insidious franchise. Never watched any single one of them. I don't know if you've watched it.
Yep.
I've heard good things about them. And there's 4 movies in that franchise. Have you watched any of them?
Yeah, watch them.
What do you
think? Insidious is the one with the demon, right?
I believe so. I try not to confuse it with the Conjuring, I think is the other one that I confuse it with. But both of them I have not seen, but I've heard the Insidious one is good. Well, the Conjuring is the one with the...
She would beat me over the head because we have seen these 100 times and I get them confused all the time.
I knew it was those 2 though, right? Because those are the 2 that I get confused, but I haven't seen them, so I don't know.
They're good. They're
excited for it.
The Conjuring is based off of like Annabelle and the actual like.
Yes, that's the Conjuring. Yeah,
those are the 2 that are actually the Exorcist, pretty much. So those are pretty good flicks. The Insidious one, I think, is another demon type paranormal movie, which is, I think it was pretty good too. I enjoyed those. You get ready for jump scares.
Oh really?
There's some of those in there, but like they're good as far as like I appreciate them for the eeriness, because like you're dealing with demons and possession and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
next one is Jaws. The Jaws franchise.
Okay.
After 1, I know I'm gonna be suffering. Like realistically, we'll see if I get through that week, because I know they have 4 movies. I know Jaws 1 is gonna be probably great.
Are they considered horror?
For sure, absolutely,
Really?
absolutely considered horror movies for sure. Anybody growing up in that time that saw Jaws
was terrified of sharks. Yeah, I got you.
Absolutely fucking terrified of like going to the beach in the ocean. It did nothing. But yeah, I agree with you. I'm like, really? Is it? But I'm like, it's everywhere you look on lists and shit. Jaws will be on there. Gotcha. It's like, it's definitely considered horror. And because of that, that's why I kind of put it on this list. I'm like, you know what? Let me watch the one that, you know, like, I don't know. I'll know when I watch it. But again, after I know part 1 is going to be good. And then everything else is going to be like, Jaws: The
Right.
Revenge. Like, I can't believe I'm watching this one. After that, I don't know. I felt a little like it's been a while since I've seen this franchise. I went Scream franchise. Also because of the fact that I never saw Scream 4. So I've seen 1, 2, and 3.
There's
but
even
never
a show
saw
of
4.
it now.
There is a show I've heard. I was like on MTV or something like that.
Yep.
I don't know if that's good, but all I know is that I haven't seen part 4, and I heard it wasn't terrible. So we'll see how that goes. And then for the last week of October, I'm gonna end with the Halloween series franchise.
Nice.
But
Traditional.
there is absolutely too many fucking Halloween movies.
Yeah, what are the Halloweens that you're going to do?
The ones with Jamie Lee Curtis in it. So
Nice.
1, 2, H2O. I'm not gonna watch Resurrection because she's only in there for like 2 seconds. And the newest one, which I have not seen.
Ooh, the newest one is good.
Is it? Okay, that's good. Because it's strange because the newest one is almost like if part 2 didn't happen. I've seen storyline like timelines.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately the way that all right, we're gonna map this out for everybody. Ready?
Let's do this.
The way that the Halloween franchise works is Halloween 1, Mike Myers, all that shit, Laurie Strode. Halloween 2, it happens in a hospital. It's pretty much exactly the moments that happened right after Halloween 2. Halloween 3 has nothing to do with anything. The reason why the movie's called Halloween is because it's just shit that happens around Halloween. It's about fucking masks that fucking possessed shit. I don't know. It's like it was called Season of the Witch. It had nothing to do with fucking Mike Myers. So a lot of people were like, boo, it's not a good movie. But I heard it was still kind of a good movie. But still, whatever. So then you skip that and then you go to 4. So 4 is what happened after 2. And it goes in this weird fucking family fucking curse or something like that of the Myers or whatever fuck. And if they basically have a 4, 5, and a 6 that pretty much go through all that bullshit. And then we say fuck it. And then we go, that never happened. 4, 5, and 6 never happened. Right after 2, we have Halloween H2O, which was 20 years later. And that's what happened 20 years after Halloween 2. And then after that movie is Halloween Resurrection. That's the one Busta Rhymes. That one's another piece of shit. And that one is basically, that's the one that happens after H2O.
Jeez.
And then we go skip to which is not a part of any of the storyline. It's a reboot with the Rob Zombie Halloween movie.
Oh no, we don't even
1 and 2. It's its own thing.
Those don't exist.
I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it, but the second one was too much.
He doesn't break through walls and all that craziness where he's running through charging. Come on, he stops, he walks, he watches.
Yeah, he was taking too many cues from Jason, which is
that's Jason runs after you.
Or Jason doesn't necessarily run, but he's just definitely like, he's more of like the muscle when it comes to like, and Mike Myers wasn't necessarily like, at least at the time. I mean, it was a re-envisioning. It was a reboot. Yeah. So it's its own thing. It doesn't count. Now, this newest one is if part 2 never happened, and it's exactly what happened after part 1. So what happens in the hospital in part 2 didn't happen. This is however many years later. Probably 30 years later after the first one. So,
I think it could. I mean, I think you could keep it after part 2 because they mentioned the doctor.
Oh, Dr. Loomis is in part 1.
Okay.
Yeah, Loomis is in part 1. He was
and in part 2.
He was, but they just pretty much said like if part 2 never happened, because again, remember part 2 he blows up and shit. They blow him up in part 2. Like they set him on fire.
In the hospital?
Yeah. And that doesn't happen in this newest one. They don't say that happened.
Oh yeah.
It's basically he got shot because that's what happened at the end of part 1, and then. But anyways, very confusing. And then now I heard that this one did so good that they're gonna do one after this one. So
interesting.
Halloween
it is all over the place.
It's very convoluted. Yeah, it's not as straightforward of a storyline as a Nightmare on Elm Street or a Friday the 13th movie, but still, it's still Halloween. It was one of the first slasher movies, so major one, and you got to honor that. And that's I'm definitely going to be honoring that on Halloween. So with you guys knowing that, you guys tell me what another franchise that is good or you like, and then we can definitely talk about that, because there's a good chance that I may have seen it if it's old school.
And I like that you threw in some other movies that you haven't seen. So
yeah, I didn't want to watch everything.
I'm interested to hear what you think about those. But my lineup, let's see.
Yeah, what would yours be?
My lineup, I think this year, because we do very similar. My lady and I, we do similar kind of things, right? That you do. We watch horror movies all October.
Good.
But the categories things is an interesting take on it. So I think the franchise take is an interesting take on it. I think I'm going to follow you this year. And I think my franchise that I'm going to start with is, because we're already in the mood with it, is we're going to do Stephen King. Right? I'm going to do The Shining. I want to do It. I want to do Chapter
New
2.
It or Old It?
Both.
Did you see the newest?
I did. I did.
Okay.
It was good.
I'm wondering if I should put spoil. You liked it though, right? Good.
I did.
Right. Oh, that's it. The end. Well, we'll leave it at that. We'll talk about it another time.
There you go. Did you see it?
Yeah.
I
liked it. A lot of people were talking shit, but I liked it.
Yeah, I liked it. So, probably watch The Shining. Got to classic.
Yes.
I wish Dr. Sleep was coming out sooner.
I know.
So then probably Pet Sematary, maybe. Little Pet Sematary.
Okay, you better add this one. Keep on going.
The Langoliers or The Shining?
No,
The Shining I already said.
Keep on going.
Tommy Knockers?
No, that's like my number one. It might not. It's not a book. It's a movie.
Huh. Interesting. I've seen a lot. The Stand. Huh. What else?
I may have
Stephen King's.
So the accent. If that's a hint.
He's in all of his movies.
I know. I'm trying to give you a better hint. No.
The Green Mile. No. So probably we'll do The Shining. We'll probably do It. We'll probably do Pet Cemeteries. Those seem appropriate enough. Maybe The Stand. Stand is pretty good.
What about Creep Show, man? It's the best one. So underrated. Wow. Creep Show. He wrote Creep Show.
Okay.
And he's in it.
Throw that in there.
How underrated is Creep Show?
Pretty underrated.
Out of all the movies you said, it's not even like nobody thinks of it like that. You know what I mean? No. Like it's based off a comic. It's nerdy as fuck. In that sense, all the stories are great. They're so memorable. Creep Show is a fantastic movie.
That. That's like, it was like the Tales from the Crypt before the Tales of the Crypt.
Yeah, pretty much. Tales from the Crypt before Tales of the Crypt. Even like the whole story with the dad, the abusive dad, and the comic book. Read that junk and garbage, and then just like, ooh, and then he fucking reads it anyway, and the demon man, and all the different stories. Oh god, the cockroach story. You remember that one? The fucking I'm trying to think of the one that Stephen King's in, where with the fucking grass.
Dude, I can't even. You
don't remember?
No.
Really? Then you have to watch it. You fucking have to watch it. Actually, Horror Nights in Hollywood has a Creep Show house.
Nice.
This year. Oh, which is amazing. Nice. Yeah, I mean, you could do a whole month based off Stephen King.
Yeah. So
pretty much.
I'll throw some Creep Show in there. So Stephen King definitely week 1.
Oh, absolutely, easily.
Yeah. Week 2.
Did he do Carrie also?
I think he did.
Carrie Stephen King?
Yeah.
Okay. See, I'm saying I could be wrong. I don't fucking know. I think I know sometimes, and I'm like, I'm wrong.
Didn't do James and the Giant Peach?
Yeah, didn't he? He did Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, right?
No. people in outside podcast land are like screaming in their car right now.
They're like, "You fucking idiots!"
God damn it!
Sorry, thought I knew. Oops.
So, I think from there, I wouldn't mind.
Yes,
checking out.
adapted by Stephen King novel. Okay, I'm not an idiot.
Confirmed.
Confirmed.
What's another good series to watch? Wouldn't mind watching, maybe like The Exorcist series.
See,
Exorcist
one thing I
of
was trying to
Emily
do when I was
Rose,
making my
regular
list, though,
Exorcist.
is not come up with ones that I know go downhill very, very quickly. An Exorcist may be one of those, but maybe not. Maybe not. And but by different, we all have different definitions of like bad. You know, sometimes some movies are so bad they're good.
Really want to put Hellraiser in that rotation, but
Oh,
she
please
will not watch Hellraiser.
What?
She's freaked from Hellraiser. That was one of mine. But I gotta go in. I gotta go throw in Freddy. I do. I was always a
Nightmare
fan
on
of
Elm Street. Oh, yeah.
because I like the concept of he gets you in your dreams.
Oh yeah.
And like that was like because Mike Myers was a person, Jason was a person, Chucky was a doll. You know, Leprechaun was a leprechaun. Ghostface was a person. Freddy was a nightmare.
Yeah.
And pretty like much. And imagine, bro, like you're at a slumber party and you're like, oh, we're going to Billy's house tonight and you're gonna have such a good time. And then like in the middle of the night, Billy starts convulsing and like slashes go across his face and chest. Like,
There's
what the fuck is going on here?
Billy. There's no saving Billy. Yeah, you're dealing with a specter, you know, somebody who's has fucking powers. You're not safe. And then it's in your dreams.
And
not only that, all the dreams are so fucking relatable too.
Right.
That's the thing that was so
like
fucking
walking
creepy.
Down the hallway at school.
And it's getting longer.
Yeah.
And you're like, what? What's happening? Yeah. Oh, the one in the first movie, there's a part where she's trying to run up the stairs and it's like mud. Like it's like her stairs are like mud. I'm like, how many times? I'm like, I've had that dream. I think I'm going up the stairs in general, and I'm like, why is it so hard to walk up the stairs? You know, like stupid shit like that. It's just like he caught on to so many things. Wes Craven with that shit. Like he wrote down. He definitely wrote down some fucking nightmares for sure. And because I'm like, yeah, I've had that fucking nightmare before.
So that's like that, and that resonated for me as a kid. Like that was my ultimate fave because it fucking scared the shit out of me. Because I'm like, I didn't want to go home and sleep because of course you're gonna go home and sleep, and what's the first thing you're gonna think of?
Of him. Yep.
You know,
fucked you up as a kid.
Yeah. So Freddy has a little special place in my heart there. So that's gonna be week 3, and then I think I'm gonna round up the 4th week with classic Halloween, man. It's gonna be Halloween week. You got to watch Halloween. Jamie Lee Curtis, Myers. Yeah. You have to.
Yeah, it's in the name. You have to do it for sure. That's a good solid list, and there's plenty of movies like those. You might have to pick and choose for some of them because of the fact that they have such a huge list of movies. Like even Nightmare on Elm Street. That's what like you're not gonna watch the reboot, right?
No.
Okay, good.
The one where he gets burnt underneath the school, or because he's like a janitor at school.
So fucking disappointing, that movie.
Yeah. And it had potential.
It killed me because I'm like, because I thought like, we have technology to like special effects are better, that we can show dream sequences better.
Right.
And he kills all of his victims with his claw, and I'm just like, what? Like, that's it? Like in the older movies, the way he kills people is like the one that sticks out for everybody. He's probably one of their top 3 kills from fucking Freddy, from Nightmare on Elm Street is the one with the veins and the marionette.
Oh,
that fucked a lot of people up. That was fucking sick. He basically takes the fucking kid's veins out and fucking has him walk across like the rooftop. And he's in like a giant fucking like cloud holding the strings from his claws as he fucking walks the kid off the fucking roof, and all you just see him is walking with his veins as strings. I was just like, what fucking freak, fucking nightmare bullshit
Freddy,
is this? Holy
That's
fuck!
what I'm
Or when
saying.
when he's at the television, it might have been the same movie. He's like, welcome to prime time, bitch. And he smashes her ass, and he turns into a giant worm, and like there's so many fucking. He doesn't kill people. How fucking
Tortures
lame? Yeah, even fucking like. Even when he fucking killed what's his face? He kills fucking Johnny Depp. Like he fucking took him into the bed, and then just the blood geyser.
Just
fucking
blood
geyser
everywhere.
blood. I mean, and then the reboot, all we get is
more
him fucking
blood
slashing everybody.
Body.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, you know what I mean? 1, 2, he's coming.
Oh shit! Yeah, I fucking.
3, 4. Yeah.
So creepy.
So that's gonna be my Halloween.
I'll even give
list.
the what about the new Nightmare credit more than the reboot? The new Wes Craven's New Nightmare with where he basically has the actors from the first movie like play themselves, and it's like if the actual like essence of Freddy is real and is actually affecting the actors. Like that was fucking nuts too, because you're just like, what? Like,
I saw that one. I think I might have missed that one.
Oh, it was the last one that they had before like Jason versus Freddy, which is another classic that I would say if you're watching a franchise with Jason or Freddy, you add to the list.
You got.
I thought that movie's great. People talk shit about that
campy,
movie,
but it was so good.
No, it was great. Fuck that.
I compare that one next to like Jason X.
Oh yeah, well yeah, that was another fucking campy.
That was a fan service movie. Let's be honest.
For sure. But it did have a lot of good kills in that one.
It did, but it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, it was. I actually a couple years ago rewatched all of these movies with the Nightmare. That's why they're not on my list this year. Is I've probably like 2-3 years ago I've watched the full Nightmare franchise and the full Friday the 13th franchise. And I'll tell you, watching it again, just like knowing that it's certain parts going to be campy or silly, for the most part, all the movies in their own right are enjoyable to a degree.
Yeah.
Like even the ones that I remember to be really like at the time when it came out, I'm like, bah, that shit. Even like when I saw Jason Goes to Hell, I was like, it's not even Jason. You know what I mean? Like, it's not even Jason is the killer in that movie, but in its own way, I'm like, no, but it's still pretty freaky, and it's pretty violent, and you know, you get the essence of Jason, even though it's not Jason. And then when it's Jason again, you get that that stinger at the end of the movie where fucking Freddy's claw brings Jason's masks down to hell, and I'm just like, fuck yeah, that's what I like, that's what I want. And then we didn't get Freddy versus Jason probably until like fucking 10 years later or so. But anyways, either way. But yeah, man, Halloween's a shit. So follow along, because that's what I'm going to be talking about pretty much this month. That's going to be most of the topics coming on after these podcasts. So going to be talking about a little bit of horror movies for this month. And maybe the months to come. Maybe I won't stop. Maybe why does it have to stop at Halloween? Shit, I'll talk about fucking horror movies
all the way to Christmas.
Fuck yeah, I'll end it with Nightmare Before Christmas.
And Die Hard.
And Die Hard, exactly. Die Hard, definitely. Just keep it going. I love watching movies. I'm realizing that, and it's funny too, because like just for the podcasting sense of things, just trying to discuss what watching a movie in a different way, and more of like trying to understand what you're watching, even if I've seen it before. It's always like interesting to try to break apart. Yeah, you break apart the movie and just try to figure it out a little bit more. But yeah, definitely. But yeah, man, it's I don't know. You know what I noticed though, because of the way we're recording, like we don't know how long we've been going on.
This is a lengthy
unless you
one.
Do.
I do.
This is a lengthy one. Okay.
It is a lengthy one.
Okay. But I figured this is a good time to end it.
Yeah.
I loved having you on.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me on.
Shit, we got to do this again. You know, I mean, when you're free, I know these are late night ones because of our time difference, but
Yep.
I'm down to do another one whenever you want. If you're down, or you know what, if you got any, we like nerdy stuff. You know, I've never officially been on, so
Yeah, we'll
I
have
would
to
love
officially get you on one of these days.
Please, man, I'll figure it out.
But yeah, man, thanks for having me on. Like I
Yes.
said, look forward for some things in the future. For now, you can catch me on Twitch at thebabewlin, twitch.tv. I'm gonna start that streaming up again. And then the Nerdy Brand may have a couple of things coming back. But James, man, thanks for having me on. Go ahead and follow, subscribe, hashtag Don't Feed the Animals. Give me your Halloween list.
Please, let's enjoy the season with me, please. I can't. I'm not the only freak out there. Come on, I can't be. I don't want to feel like a somebody is being singled out. But yeah, man. Thank you again. It's been awesome. People who have been listening, I know it's been a while since I've had podcasts. You know, I told you I needed a break, but you know what? I feel like I'm bringing out more quality content. I'm bringing out more concise interviews, more interesting podcasts. You guys listened last week to the exciting rap podcast. I want to have more podcasts like that, a little bit more involved, but a little bit more content, and I just want to have fun doing it. Who knows? I might, and again, there's no boundaries. We're talking about Halloween nerd shit, fucking pub subs this week. Next week, I could be talking about K-pop and fucking and video games and fucking and what's happening and fucking Saudi Arabia. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
I want to be able to talk about whatever the fuck I want to talk about. So, with that being said, peoples, remember, follow those signs. They're all around, and always remember. Don't feed the animals.
Don't feed the animals. Signs all around. We talk a lot of junk. Yeah, you vibing with us now. Build something from the ground up. Yeah, we like to clown. Talk about some real stuff. Yeah, something profound. It's a pleasure that you're hearing us. Wouldn't mess around. It's a topic of discussion worth talking that we bust and put a nail in the coffin. If you love it, then you love it. If you don't mean nothing. Still bring it to the public. Y'all don't feed the animals. Put them in a cage. They couldn't handle truth. We gonna bust out the gate like some cannibals. Same face, same channel, messing with the tune. A bunch of idiots stuck in one room. Can't take us serious. You love what we feeding you. I'm with the show. Yeah, proceed with the interview. Local celebrity snatch a toy from your cereal.